On the half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more? The crime wave is high, with muggings mysterious. All police and detectives are furious, cause they can't find the source of this lethally evil force. This is serious, so give me a quarter. I was a witness, get me a reporter. Call April O'Neil in on this case. Hey, you better hurry up, there's no time to waste. We need help like quick on the double. Have pity on the city, man, it's in trouble. We need heroes like the Lone Ranger. When Tonto came pronto, when there was danger. They didn't say we'd be there in half an hour, cause they displayed turtle power. Reporter was hot on the trail, determined to put these crooks in jail. She spied the bad guys and saw what happened, but before she knew it, she fell in a trap and got caught. Yeah, she was all alone, with no friends and no phone. Now this was beyond her worst dreams, cause she was cornered by some wayward teens. Headed by Shredder, they were anything but good. Misguided, unloved, they called them the Foot. They could terrorize and be angry youth, and they'd mug the people who needed proof. Then from out of the dark came an awesome sound. Shouted Cowabunga as they hit the ground. From the field of weeds, the heroes rescued the flower, cause they possessed turtle power.
Stand for what you believe in and find the strength to do what's right. That's turtle power.
Heroes on a half shell, they're on a mission. When there's a battle, got the enemy wishing that they stayed at home. Instead of fighting these ninja masters with moves like lightning, they were once normal, but now they're mutants. Splinter's the teacher, so they are the students. Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello make up the team with one other fellow, Raphael. He's the leader of the group, transformed from the norm by the nuclear goop. Pizza's the food that's sure to please. These ninjas are into pepperoni and cheese. Back to the story, it's not hard to find. Ninjas not just of the body, but of the mind. Those were the words that the master instructed, but a letter from Shredder had Splinter abducted. That was the last straw, spring into action. Step on the foot, now they're gonna lose traction. Now this is for real, so you fight for justice. Your shell is hard, so you shout, they can't dust us off like some old coffee table. Since you've been born, you've been willing and able to defeat the snake, protect the weak, fight for rights and your freedom to speak. Now
walk straight, walk straight. I can't hear you none. Now word up, I got a story to tell. It's like way back when we were coming out of our shells. Back then we were little swimming in the bowl. But something happened when we fell down that manhole. Don't let me tell you what you already know. You should remember that we all have to grow. Everybody does it in a different way. So do it on your own. That's what the turtle say. Walk straight. No need to mutate. Mutate. Never got to mutate. Got to walk straight. No need to mutate. Mutate. No need to if you're walking straight. Got to walk straight. Talk straight. Be straight. See straight. Hear straight. Think straight. Walk straight. I can't hear you none. In the beginning, we were crawling around. A nuclear mutation is what got us off the ground. But you're walking tall. You're a Baby, if you're walking straight, you got to walk straight. No need to mutate. Mutate.